So now we will understand the difference between the scalar, vector, matrix and the tensor in NumPy library. So guys, in simple terms, scalar means it is a singular numerical entity. So for example, you can see 8.4 or 10. These numbers are called as scalars as far as the NumPy library and machine learning is concerned. Similarly, we have the vector, which is a one-dimensional array. The matrix is a two-dimensional array, and the tensor is the array which is having 3 dimensions or more. So guys, let us understand all these with the help of examples in VS Code over here. So let us create a new file in this case. So we have this array types.python file over here. Now guys, simply we are going to import the library in this case. So import NumPy over here as np, and then simply we are going to define the scalar value first of all. So guys, what is the meaning of scalar? Simply we will say scalar, it is equal to the value that is 10 over here, and then we can print this scalar value. So guys, any floating number or the integer, that will be called as scalar value as far as the NumPy library or machine learning is concerned. So we have this scalar value. Let me just run this code over here. So this is a very simple scalar value that we have provided. Next we are going to provide the vector value in this case, or simply we are going to provide the vector as the comment in this case. So we have vector, it is equal to, simply we are going to make use of the np array method over here, and then we are going to define the vector. So as you can see, we have the one-dimensional array over here. So guys, this one-dimensional NumPy array is nothing but it is called as vector. So you have to ensure that in the upcoming videos we are going to use these terms. So simply we can print the vector as well over here. Apart from this, we can also define the matrix in this case. So matrix is nothing but it is a two-dimensional array. So instead of one-dimensional array, we are going to have two-dimensional array over here. So we have the open and close square brackets, and then once again we will have the open and close square brackets this time. So guys, we define the list, that is 1 2 3 over here, and then followed by another list. So let us say 4 5 6, and then once again we are going to have another list over here, that is 7 8 9. So as you can see, we have defined the two-dimensional array. It is a 3 by 3 matrix over here. So simply we are going to print this particular matrix. So we have this matrix printed on the console. So guys, when we run this file now, the first value is the scalar value, then we have the one-dimensional array that is called as vector, and then we have the two-dimensional array. It is a 3 by 3 matrix, so it is called as matrix in this case. And then whatever array that is having the dimension of 3 or more is called as tensor. So guys, over here we are going to provide the comment, that is tensor in this case. Simply we are going to define a tensor over here. So we have np.array in this case. We are going to create a three-dimensional matrix over here. So we have 1 2 3 followed by another list, that is 4 5 6 over here, and then after this we are going to have the other list inside this, so that it is a three-dimensional array. So we define the elements inside this list. So as you can see, we have all these elements inside the three-dimensional array. Let us print the value and also the dimensions as well for this particular NumPy array. So over here we have the tensor, and then tensor dot and dem, which will help us in order to get the dimensions as well. So when we run this code, as you can see, we have got the tensor printed on the console over here, and then we have the dimension of this particular array as 3 over here. So guys, whatever arrays that are having the dimensions 3 or more are called as tensor, and then we have the two-dimensional array that is called as matrix, and the one-dimensional array is called as vector. So guys, in the upcoming videos we are going to make use of these terms, so you should be knowing about all this as far as the machine learning is concerned. So comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to this channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned.